I mix what I like, what I like, what I like, what I like. Hey, welcome back again to another edition of I Mix What I Like Live. Again, I'm Jared Barr, your host. Very happy again to be back once more. iMixWhatILike.org, where you should subscribe so you don't miss anything, whether the videos or all the other stuff that I and my colleagues and comrades are doing over there. But at I Mix What I Like for all your relevant social media. Like, reshare, follow, all that good stuff. Very excited about what's about to get down here tonight. But just before we get to that, I want to also remind folks and thank folks who have hung out all day long with Bashi Rose earlier today, with the brothers from Renegade Culture, and those who are coming in now. Please do get in the comments and chat. I want to talk a lot about not only these brothers' careers, but and some experiences they've had as artists and activists, and far left in many ways artists and activists. But to get you all to have a chance to dialogue with them as well, or to raise some comments and questions. So please get ready for that. So yeah, and with that, let's just move forward. We're going to be joined as soon as he gets here by Tim Hicks, who is one of the front people of the Cornel West Theory, and also doing, I'm not sure, we have to check in with the let the dirty say amen part that he's working with now. But they have been putting out great music for a long time, including something I just happened to be listening to a few moments ago that came out early this year. I want to talk with him about that and that particular, I mean, really fascinating, what is the word I'm looking for? Collective that is found in that group. And I'd like to talk with him a little bit about why, even though they're called the Cornel West Theory, some of us have always thought politically they are more like, like the Fanon theory or the or the the George Jackson theory. So we'll wrap with him a little bit about that as well. But joining me up first and here now is one of the first people. When I came back to DC in the early 2000s, I was born in DC, grew up out here in the county in Columbia, Maryland. And then after I came back to political life and adult life and moved back to DC as a young college graduate and grad student, Hetty was one of the first people that I ran into. And because of the political organizational work I was doing and my interest in grassroots, underground, real hip hop, and my love to this day of Washington, D.C., we all, it was a natural mix. We would come together. We had a chance to work together for a long time. We did work inside and outside the D.C. Statehood Party and the Green Party. When I briefly ran for the presidential nomination of the Green Party, he was rocking with me on that whole thing. When I had a radio show in DC, back when even we were doing pirate radio, he was one of my first guests and people who came on regularly and even provided a theme song at one point when I was working with the mighty WPFW. So in many ways, we've been rocking together for a long time. I'm a big fan of his art and his politics and the way he engages both. And of course, again, I am talking about the man I'm happy to have called Head-Roc and Naughton, Old Man Vance. He's also known as rocks with Gotta See Us. Oh my goodness, we got to talk about that too. And of course, known affectionately as the mayor of DC hip hop, my man Head-Roc. Welcome to the program, brother. It's always good to see you, man.
Oh man, what's up, bro? Lord have mercy, JB. Woo! We done some. God damn, yeah. Bro. Gotta See Us. Oh man, yeah. I was thinking about that. Gotta See Us.
Yeah, go ahead.
The philosophy, bruh. Get out of here, man. You at the core of all of that. Lord have mercy.
Nah, it's always been a pleasure, man.
And look, go ahead. I want to change how I'm known. The mayor of hip hop. I was called that. I get so much controversy around that. People think I named myself that. I did not name myself that.
Yeah.
You can blame my man Tony Sizemore and Tony Smith, who runs the J Dilla Foundation with Ma Dukes. They was calling me that in the 90s on U Street. The mayor's here, the mayor's here. That's what they used to do. But Head-Roc and Not, and what I call myself is Pharaoh of the Potomac River Valley MCs.
That's right.
That's Head-Roc and Not.
I don't want to diminish you in any way. I appreciate that. I don't know why it would be. I thought it was great and so appropriate. But say something about that. Like where does that come from? And people who might not be familiar with DC, I know eventually, live or not, eventually a lot of my students are going to see this. A lot of people, are not necessarily familiar with DC, DMT, and I want to talk. I don't know where you are on this. I want to simply talk to him about his anti-DMT stand. I think let me get. But anyway, talk about the Potomac and where you're coming from with all that.
I kind of missed a little bit of what you were saying because I guess, do I need to put my headphones on so I can hear you better?
It does help, and then it prevents some feedback too.
Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
No problem. Yeah. Oh, your mic is muffled. Oh, he said your mic is muffled.
Is my mic muffled now?
No, it sounds better.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize, y'all.
No. It's all good.
So I heard you explain something, but I didn't quite get what you were saying.
No. I was asking you just to elaborate a little bit on what that name means, and for people who might not be familiar with the DC area, what does the reference to the Potomac mean, and where you coming from with the Pharaoh piece, and why? I mean, I talked a little bit about your career, but why you might be positioned to be in that to claim that title, so to speak. Oh, and then we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that after that.
I mean, man, I tell you like this, just like cut to the chase, man. We from Washington D.C., the nation's capital. As you well can see, this is the most watched place on planet Earth for all the obvious reasons, right? The situation that this nation is in right now. And just I believe that, in historical terms, with this country, I'm just really being succinct about it, this country owes us, if they don't owe us nothing, they owe us this place right here. That's my attitude.
So this is ground zero for reparations? Is that what you're saying?
Ground zero for change in America. If it happens here, it will reverberate throughout the nation and likewise throughout the planet. That's it. Ground zero for operations is here in your nation's capital, my hometown of Chocolate City. This is Chocolate City, USA.
Is it still?
What? What? Absolutely. You know what we doing right now? We doing the rope-a-dope. It's rope-a-dope right now. Okay. They think they whipping our ass right now. We hooting on them like Daffy Duck. They think they whipping our ass right now. They do. Nah, we ain't going nowhere. Nah, it's still Chocolate City, USA, man. We still got the likes of cats like you around, man. There's so much black thought in this area, in this region. I tell folks, man, a lot of people are rightfully in trauma about what's going on in this country right now, rightfully so. But I believe that what's happening right now is supposed to happen. We are in the age of the great pendulum shift. It's shifting, trying to push this country forward. White supremacy fighting back, and that's what they're doing. You can expect it. The changes that people want to see in this country. And it ain't gonna happen in your lifetime. How long this been going on? Hundreds of years, and we just at the pendulum shift. Well, damn, it's gonna take hundreds of years to get it there. So it's not gonna happen in your lifetime. So that's where I have peace. That's where I found my peace as an artist and someone working for change in this country, and change that's governed by an understanding of how this place was founded. The history of how our people, the Africans and the descendants, figured out how to survive the onslaught of European supremacy in another land. You know, I tell folks, right here is where it happens. Ain't nobody gonna say. I tell people I hustle black love for a living, and they say, "What does that mean?" We know how to do this. We know how to survive. Don't nobody know how to survive this shit like we do, and it's happening.
Speaking of the protests, I'm gonna wait a little bit for my DMV question go ahead. Tim gets here for that, because he did. I don't recall you putting out anything against the concept. He has with some strong critique, so I want to ask him about that when he gets here. I'm going to save that. I don't know if you heard the track he did. I don't know when it was, a year or two ago.
Protest? Who are you talking about?
Tim Hicks. He did a track. I forgot the name of it, but he did a track where he was talking about like and I think it's a legit critique. He was saying the critique of this in the song was that the concept of the DMV. And for those who don't know, the idea that DC, Maryland, and Virginia is all like a little village, because in many ways people cross the boundaries every day, and their families are on all sides of the borders.
Right.
But he was arguing that the concept is wiping out Black DC. That it's somehow playing it's like gentrifying the idea that DC is Black people is I'm not doing this argument justice, but it was right. but that by expanding it was part of this idea, well, you know, now we're letting everybody in, and the original residents are being forgotten. And I know most of us never really meant it that way, but I just thought it was an interesting critique that because I was getting, you know, especially since I started working in Baltimore, I was like, I wanted, my fantasy was I would like to see I want to see Baltimore become part of the DMV, but I know that is like,
see, that's I mean, I'm kind of like that. I ain't into these borderlines, man. I used to be like that. I used to be like DC, but you know, I'm almost 50 years old, man. That's back when I was younger. I understand things a little different now. I'll tell you this. When I talk about the nation capital, DC, I am talking about the DMV region. I did a little research. The area that I operate in, which is home base, which is the DMV. And the DMV is a cultural region. And it is defined as 22 counties, my brother, containing 6 million people. 22 counties. As far west as Jefferson County, West Virginia. There is a county in West Virginia that is considered part of the cultural region of the DMV. I take that to mean things that I talk about, being a DC cat, folks that far away, they know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? That's how I define the cultural region, understanding. As far north as what's the northernmost county in Maryland, right? Just bordering Pennsylvania. So to the border of Pennsylvania.
Is that Cecil?
I think that's out to the east. But Frederick County. It might be Frederick. I think Frederick County borders Pennsylvania.
What's the this is bad. This is
embarrassing. As far east to the east into Anne Arundel County. So just on this side of the Chesapeake Bay. And then as far south as Spotsylvania County. So that includes Fredericksburg. That is considered the DMV. That's a huge region that we have influence in. I'm into tapping into that and to organizing the power. So, you know, folks say Black DC. What I'll say is this. I definitely believe that Black leadership is the way forward. So there you go.
Now, this comment resonates with me. I remember, I don't hear it as much anymore, but I grew up hearing metropolitan DC area, metropolitan,
right. So, the DMV was the Department of Motor Vehicles back in the day.
Yeah. That's.
I get it.
but and I appreciate what you. So I both appreciate what you're saying, but I also appreciate your history as being a champion of not only DC but Black DC, Black Broadway, or U Street, and that particular history, and reminding people that we're down with everyone. We down with it, the international freedom struggle, but there is a Black thing happening here that should be remembered and respected. And I know you've been in, and I wanted to ask you about, you've been in a lot of the struggles around the access for Black artists and Black, artists being respected by, festival organizers. And I mean, so I mean, I appreciate the complexity you're dealing with there.
Yeah, man, my feeling is that we need to be, we put on a show. I put on a show. And if my show resonates with someone, I need to be inviting them on it. And I know I need help, then we need to invite them on in. You know what I mean? As far as it like diluting the blackness of DC or Black history, there's plenty of organizations that are hold flag bearers for the history of Black achievement and accomplishments in Washington, DC. I sit on the board of such an organization called the Friends of the Charles Sumner School Museum and Archives, which is the Charles Sumner School Museum and Archives is the museum for the DC public school system. And the DC public school system is rich with Black American accomplishments. I personally believe this is a I'm not going to charge for this for anybody running for office, any radical running for office. If you want to win the city of Washington, D.C., talk about the history of public education in this town. That will unite everyone. It's such a place of pride across the generations, from the oldest of us to really to even to people now. There's some great school systems now. There's a lot of myths about DCPS that were planted because of the achievements of Black folks working in the school system. We took over the school system. They were trying to radicalize the school system in the 80s. There was an attempt to bring a Pan-African centered learning curriculum to the DC public school system in the 80s. I'm not the person qualified to talk about it. The most you have to get the historian on to talk about that. Mm-hmm. But that's what I know. And that's the kind of stuff that I work to that kind of information and those type of resources is what I like to put my energy into, because somebody is the keeper of that information. And they need help getting that information out, and it needs to get out to the population, to the populace, so that folks understand that we have a that there's great history and great pride here in DC for Black accomplishments and Black leadership.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, I don't even I was just looking at one of the comments, about public education from Riverman, and I was just like, yeah, the conversation on what to do about that in DC is crazy. Where are you right now with your work? Like, what are you working on, or who are you working with musically, politically? What's the latest?
Man, brother, who I am working with, I got my business, Gotta See It's International. It's a LLC, JV. I'm in the mix now. I had to come off the grid. I was heavy in the activist scene, being broke as an activist for the longest. Broke ass activism don't work. So I had to go ahead and operate. I always tell you about pimping capitalism. We used to have our discussions about that. So I'm still engaged in that. And to that effect, I've been able to come up, oddly enough, in this time of this nation's leadership's response to the pandemic, the way they decided to crash the economy. So it is in this time that I have come up, oddly enough, living on the Underground Railroad. They leveled the playing field. You know what I mean? There's real talk. While folks are losing their livelihoods, and I don't say that in any type of I told you, it's a very sad thing. There's a lot of resources on the floor now. They used to be on the table. They got knocked off the table. They ain't on the floor now. Well, guess who's been living on the floor? And I know how to pick that up. And I picked it up and I got some. So I got a headquarters for my business, Chocolate City Rocks. I'm in the heart of the city. I'm in the geographical heart of the city in Columbia Heights, Chocolate City. I got my recording studio up running. I've got an art gallery that I'm preparing. And what I do is my space is available for people who think like us. I'm in business. You know what I mean? For people who think like us. So that's what I'm doing. I got my clothing line. You know, I got the Black Rockstar Superhero clothing line that's doing very well. Just started with a new collection called the House of Fields collection. I got a designer. Her name is Ruby. She's the owner of the House of Fields. It's a dance studio. I don't know if you've seen that popping around, but yeah, doing a lot of cross-brand collaborations with other conscious businesses in this area, working to support them. I work with my man King RG, Chocolate City Rocks. I've been pouring resources into others efforts. I've been blessed to be able to do that. So with the King RG takeover show with DJ Ty One now, I was one of the early sponsors of that show, and my brother's show has blown up now.
Right on.
So I've been behind that. You know, definitely pre-pandemic, however you want to call it. You know, Chocolate City Rock still, because I've been in the game so long, and because I've been involved in arts and activism for so long. You know, thankfully I got a name and a reputation. So, you know, occasionally I get contracts with institutions, cultural institutions like the Smithsonian. Last year we in DC we produced the release of the Marvin Gaye stamp here in DC with the Smithsonian Institute. You know, and that's largely due to the friends that we have acquired over the years. You know.
Well, no, man. I mean, I get it.
So AKA I'm hustling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? AKA I'm hustling, you know, and I'm hustling using their tools to sustain myself and also to be able to invest in others, you know, and all of that amounts to organizing, you know. Shit, man, I've been on my block. Like I said, you know, the pandemic shut shit down. So on my block, where my headquarters is, here in Chocolate City, man, I was doing outreach events on in front of my house. You know, Saturdays and Sundays, people walking down the street, just real grassroots grunt work.
Hey, man, I've seen, you know, I look, one of the things that I've always appreciated about getting to tour with you a little bit and see you do your thing is that, I mean, I've seen you walk into a middle of a crowd of people just standing around not knowing what to do and pick up a microphone, or even a couple times without a microphone, and just it's the purest of hip hop, of Black or African communication. Even I mean, it is a skill, it's a talent, it's a gift, it's a whatever. And to get in there and just and all of a sudden a crowd of people just standing around not knowing what to do with themselves is focused and rocking and paying attention, got their hands up. You know, I've seen you do it a cappella. I've seen you, you know, on some janky sound systems. I've seen I mean, that's it. Like and it. Right. So I mean, but you're a consummate professional.
Lo-fi. Remember, you should talk about that. You know what I do, JB, man? A lot of the stuff that we talked about, man, years ago, I am implementing those strategies. Lo-fi outreach. Remember you talk about that? The mixtape, emancipatory mixtape journalism. That's you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like on the same track. When I met you, I was like, well, damn, I finally met somebody who think like I think. I always say I think like that, but you got the articulation for it. I would tell people all the time. I said, you know what? People ask me a question. I said, you know what? I don't know. But whatever he say, that's what I think.
Well, I appreciate that because I damn sure can't do what you do with the mic. I mean, and it's not just the quality lyricism. It's the because there are people I think who are nice lyrically, but don't have the same energy, ability to fully MC or move the crowd. They can't engage. There's not a, I don't know. I don't know. So it's I don't know. It's impressive. And I've also seen you grind on this activist thing, and so I mean I can't get. I mean, look, my whole thing about Black business and Black engagement with capitalism isn't isn't so much the idea that it should not be done. It's the only or it's not that I don't understand the logic behind people doing it. It's that it's
not going to save us. It's not going to save us.
And that's my only thing.
And you're right. It's a tool. It's not going to save us, though. Yeah, you're right about that, bro. You're right about that.
So that's it. That's it. And the only thing the only thing I bristle at is when people say I set up a business so you can too, and we will all be free. I'm like, that's not how.
Oh my God.
That's not how it's going to work.
That's that bougie shit.
We can't all do what everybody can do, and
that's bougie hubris. We're gonna do a song called Bougie Hubris. Hubris bougie. No.
And I've also been on hand for what is still in my top, if not 10, if not 5, easily top 10, maybe top 5 at this point. I don't know. Comedic moments when we were, I believe, in Atlanta.
Don't talk about that. You ain't about to talk about that big 8'10" dude. You ain't talking.
Well, there's 2 parts to it.
You're not talking about that, are you?
there's the Sister Elaine Brown part, which was wild.
Man. Oh man, that was wild.
And I don't know if it's appropriate to go too much into that. I mean, that was a wild night, but it did produce some great music. I mean,
we immortalized it. Yeah, bootlicker,
because she was in rare form and letting folks have it.
And we saved the day. We saved the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because it was going to go way left, and stepped in. You did the whole Black Love thing and calmed it down and made a song out of it.
Gonna save the day. Black Love is going to save. So everybody checking in right now. I'm telling you, Black Love is going to save the day. Might not save the day in your lifetime. I'm serious on mine, but it is going to save the day. You know how I know? Because it has gotten us this far. The founding fathers, as we all know, they rolling over in their graves right now. There's no way we supposed to be talking. What we on? What we talking? What we doing? What? We ain't beat dead from being in the fields all day. What you drinking in that cup? We sipping tea. Man, I look at the maker's mark on my teeth. I had an English what nigga, get that nigga, what is it? I'm trying to tell you, man, you gotta, I don't mean lighten up like that, but you gotta lighten up and get to work, because you ain't under none of the pressures that our ancestors was under. No, it don't even compare. So we should be doing a much better job than we doing right now. Ain't no dogs chasing me. I always like to really pull it down to this moment. What I do. Ain't no dogs chasing me. Ain't nobody trying to cut my genitalia off, hang me by my neck. They ain't doing that. You know,
I mean, that's a tough standard though, because
I'm talking buku shit. I'm talking buku shit.
Yeah, but it's still a pretty mighty sophisticated phase we got to deal with here.
Absolutely,
But man, big shout out to Sister Reagan Summer McCoy, and one I would love to. I would love to do another interview and do a live stream with her. And please,
I gotta meet her.
Oh man,
hey man, I gotta tune in, man.
The Mixtape Museum is the work that she does. And then everybody should go to our after we finish here. Go to our mixwhatilike.org.
Okay.
And look at the interview we did most recently about the history of Justo and the mixtape.
Oh man, I gotta.
She has a very, a very personal and immediate experience with that history. I mean, it is. Okay. On the business side, the personal side, I mean, it is, and it's fascinating to talk with someone who is a mixtape enthusiast like myself and likes to remind people whenever possible that the mixtape has a particularly important role as a communicative network for hip hop,
man,
and it's an expressive place. And she, so anyway, please. And sister, thank you for checking this out. We will, yeah. We will definitely.
Thank you, Sister Reagan. I gotta catch up with you. I gotta get myself educated. Thank you.
I mean, the Mixtape Museum. Yeah.
I gotta catch up. I gotta go back and look at all your episodes. I've been building this thing. It took. You know, man, like I told you, you know, I was heavy in the little grassroots activist scene in DC. You know, 2013 I had to pull out of it. It had some things happen to me where I had to go ahead and pull out of it. I could see that it wasn't gonna work. I could see it wasn't gonna work. Being involved in the organization, working on black issues, and there ain't no black leadership in that organization, it wasn't gonna work. So, and that cost me, and it's taken me 7 years to get to this point where I'm at now. So there's a lot I have missed. I've had my head down in the mud.
Believe me, I don't take anything personally. And there's a lot of people doing stuff. There's a lot of media out here, and I don't mind. You know, I don't catch everything. I don't catch everything. You know, a lot of people.
I don't be listening to nobody else, man. It be you. That's it. That's all.
Well, please expand beyond that, because I'm not getting everything, and I'm not getting everything right. But I appreciate that.
That's my I mix what I like. Plug. Don't forget. I mean, what am I supposed to say? I wrote the free mix anthem.
You did. What
am I supposed to say?
You did.
You know what I'm saying?
You did.
That's right, man.
I want to say you had two. You had one free mix anthem, and then you had done another one on that spinner beat that I was using for the jazz show.
The morning messages.
Good Lord.
Yes, sir, bro. Get that free mix.
And don't forget, that's it. But don't forget, I was also I don't remember any of the lyrics to this, but remember I was in the car and we were going somewhere, and somebody put and I'm no disrespect, but somebody put a Talib Kweli joint on, and you just started freestyling on top of the track.
Oh,
so you don't even remember that. It's one of my favorite moments, because you were just messing around, and it was so hot, and you were just anyway. You were just like, man, I'm not even trying. I'm not even trying. So
I'm sorry, bro. I thank you. I want to get up with you. We get to chop up the old days. I don't remember much, man. When you on that Underground Railroad, I've been on the run so hard, I don't remember too much, man. I know where I'm at now. That's real talk right there. I miss them. I miss those days. I know those days exist, and I miss those days. So I want to get myself.
So what are the projects coming up? We got Tim said he's on his way, but before he gets here,
he's fashionably late.
You know how you diva superstars are, man.
He been on fire. I mean, God, dang, that cat lyrically, whoo, that dude.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
He crazy.
He is vicious, and
he's crazy.
But he had me that one line. I don't remember lyrics like I used to, but he had that one line that he said in that track. He said something Bunchy Carter, black girl's father. I was like,
I'm glad he on our side. That's all I can say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad he's on my side.
But what do you said you were working with some folks, and you got the studio up and running. What projects are coming up or out now that folks need to be aware of, or any of that? And then I got to go back and grab. No, there's a question that I had to go back and grab out of the chat that that I did want to hear you answer, because you have a very interesting relationship to Go-Go. And the question was about the state of Go-Go in DC, which I'm definitely concerned about. But they
pimping the Go-Go community out, man. They got what you said. Let me go in order. ChocolateCityRocks.com, my studio. Head-Roc House of Noise Studio. So my studio is open for clients if you're in the DC metropolitan area. Shameless plug. Chocolate City Rocks. Type it in Google. You want to come somewhere and record in a conscious atmosphere, you know, somebody with politics in line with yours. We know what we here for. Come see me. I'm dead serious. Be in the business. I got my man Watusi Code Leader coming up in here. My man Yuban Yeti up in here. I record here. As far as myself, I'm working on my 7th solo album, and it's going to be called The Black Crusader. This will be my 3rd album under the production brilliance of Black Ink, who also goes by the name Decompose, a DMV hip hop icon, legend, producer, and actually this cat is one of the oldest comrades I have in music. I know him from when it wasn't Heady or Head-Roc. I was G Clef when I first popped on the scene. G Clef of Last Resort. So I'm talking 1990s. I've been doing this, brother. So we're working on our third project, and I'm looking to drop that actually on February 1 at the top of Black History, what's known as Black History Month. So doing that, like I said, I got the fashion line going out. I'm getting my art gallery together. I want to be putting on some art shows, really taking advantage of the times. I don't even know what to say, JB. I used to, my plantation occupation used to be a surveyor. I used to work for Arlington County government. I worked for them for 14 years, from 1989 to 2004. I quit in 2004. I was making big money. I left out of there because I didn't like the way they was treating me. Now I know that's microaggressions and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't the way I am now. I wasn't like that back then. But nonetheless, I couldn't put up with those. What I know now are microaggressions. So, and I had a little recognition as Head-Roc, and I was making a little money as Head-Roc. So I thought that I would be able to jump off of that and get on the Head-Roc thing. Long story short, part of what really helped me get out of there was that I saw some economic forecasts that was saying by the year 2020 that this country's economy will collapse. I saw that in 2004.
No, they were actually predicting a collapse pre-COVID for a while. So you're right. That's interesting.
That thing is
And the Air Force was running war games in 2018 because they were preparing for the Z-Bellion. Because they were saying even mostly white people who were promised a great day in America weren't going to have it, and they were not going to take it, and they were going to be in the street. So instead of giving people what they need, we'll just beef up the military and get ready to go to war with them.
So right. So with all
Chocolate City Rocks in the chat. Thank you very much to Riverman and
ChocolateCityRocks.com.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Type it in your Google Maps. It'll show you where I'm at. Come holler.
In fact, I can even
help me survive. I brought all that up to say that's all a part of what I was going to say was that. So like here we are in this time, right? And I also want to reference to you saw the Dave Chappelle SNL skit.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what I'm selling. Let me tell you what I sell. Black Love for
or which one I should say, but yeah,
the latest one with Dave Chappelle at the very end. Told now white folks are freaking out. Now white folks understand. He basically let white folks know that they the niggas. That's what Dave Chappelle let them know. Look at this shit, y'all niggas. Now you know. And so now you freaking out about how you're gonna survive, and you know how you're gonna survive. You're gonna come get these nigga lessons. I sell nigga lessons. I know how to survive in this shit. And while that means I consult about it. Businesses have been consulting with me. Businesses downtown. That's how I've been getting it, bro. That's when this shit popped down. That's when my phone started ringing. But before then, you told me when I first started hanging out with you, and I decided I want say what's up to my nieces. Don't be getting on their case.
No, just let them know.
Let them make all the noise they want to make.
Uncle Hetty said we live, but make all the noise you want to make.
Make all the noise y'all want to make. What's up?
He said, "What's up?"
I miss them, man.
Yeah, man. They big, man.
I know, man. Baby girl just turned 15. Yours 15.
She about to be.
Yeah, about to be. Yeah. Like what? Next week?
A couple weeks in January.
Yep. So what the hell was I saying, JB?
The nigga lessons.
Yeah. It's real talk. It's real talk. And it's an actual and factual thing. And by that I mean it's black love. We're going to show you how to survive. It's black leadership is what's going to survive out of this. Conscious black leadership, not the umbrella black thing, So that's what my projects are.
Yeah, I just keep hearing those voices saying, why, should we let it survive? Should we be helping this survive? But I get it. Hey,
also,
look. Yeah, go ahead.
We're going to survive it. This country has to change.
Right.
We need a new constitution, all that shit, all that founding father shit. Crumble that shit up and throw that shit out the window. That's what this country's having that's what's in this country's throat right now. They know it. They know that shit. That's in their throat right now. They can't swallow that. That's the hardest thing for them to swallow.
Yeah.
And we got to make sure they swallow that pill. you know. And once they do that, that's how it's going to keep pushing in that pendulum shift thing, you know, pushing it forward. And that's what I work on. That's what we work on. I tell folks, you know, when I get up with you, man, I be talking all you know, in my element, you know. I tell folks people have a hard time with me. I was like, man, you don't know my friends. You think I be getting on people's case? Lord have mercy. I know some cats that put you in tears, you know, you know, when breaking down what's the situation going on in this country. So
yeah, no, it's no, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm running my mouth too much.
Well, there's a lot I want to get to before the conversation ends. So a couple of things at least, and I do want, but one of them is the go-go question.
Okay, go ahead.
But no, I just want to know because I've always thought it was funny or interesting that I'm a bigger go-go fan than you. I've never understood. I've always thought it was fascinating. Your I don't know. Hip hop first relationship is cool. I just never. But what is going on with go-go? Because I've been concerned for a minute, man. Yeah,
man. You know what? I think I can't really speak on it. I'll say this. I'll say this in something that you said. Made me think about this. Is like I think the biggest thing going, and I don't want to. I hesitate to speak on it because I don't want folks to feel like I'm ragging on their shit because I'm not. But I am making an observation, and it's something you said about museums, right? It's like that museums is like what did you say, JB? You said something about you get a museum. The museum is the place where the conquerors post up the shit that they the people that they conquered, something like that, right?
Basically, yeah. It's an award show for what's being taken. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a go-go museum. That's you know, I mean, I understand the paying homage, you know, which is great. And
can you even play go-go? So for instance, for instance, check this out. So DC Super Sid, I have been a big fan, a follower for a long time. I definitely want to hear what he has to say about this.
Sid?
Yeah, and I asked him just before we went on. I asked him for an interview to come on one time. So I hopefully he'll do it. But and maybe that'll be the deal. You get the story. You give me an interview. You get the story. You get the Elaine Brown story.
Woo! No. But bootlicking.
Oh my God.
I never heard nobody call. That's the worst thing I ever heard somebody call in my life.
Yeah, it was and who was getting it, from who they were getting it, where they were getting it, who was around while they were getting it. I mean, it was a wild. And we didn't even talk about the 7-foot white boy that was just and you were just like, how are we gonna deal with that? It took a minute, like, good Lord, how are we gonna deal with this?
Yeah, how we gonna deal with him?
Yeah. Like,
you crazy, JB. You crazy, man. Good times, brother. I'm so sorry. Sorry, y'all. This brother.
It was a lot of fun. While we were doing politics, man. We were trying to work, but
we were, brother. We were.
Anyway, man. But this question of go-go, like, you go ahead. What?
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what's happening. I don't know if what's going on has the backing of this. Man, I don't know. It's a big subject. I don't know how much the city is involved in with it. With this I guess it's an homage to go-go music and go-go culture. I guess that's what it's supposed to be. But it's like a placebo for something. That's how I feel. Right, a placebo for affordable housing. So working in the activist community, well, we know what's needed. A placebo for gentrification. Mm-hmm. We're gonna, you know, like I said, I don't even know if the city's involved with it. So it might be a thing of the city's just not bothering go-go right now. There's other things. The mayor is dealing with this threat from the federal threat. You know, and then there's this whole like co-opting of go-go. So it's like the city kind of using go-go when it needs it, and I don't know, man.
It'll show up on like lottery ads, like they put a go-go beat under that, or like a some other kind of bus commercial, so something, but
I don't know what it's supposed to be saying. I don't know what it's supposed to be saying.
Can you even, and I don't even know if you can answer this, but I'm still wondering, because this has been an issue for a minute. Can you even, is DC even perform? I mean, is go-go even performed in the city limits anymore?
If I'm not mistaken, Sid know better than me. I think go-go is like the national, the official music of the city. I believe that. I think there's like a proclamation on that. Oh look, DC dedicated to go-go. Okay. I mean, but like, okay. But what does that mean?
I don't know.
To go-go concerts? You know what I'm saying? I mean, so what is that? Now I will tell you this. As long I don't
real quick, we're just gonna welcome Tim into the program.
Hey man,
welcome my man into the program, and then we get back to this. What's going on, man?
Do y'all want me to mute the mic while my brother? And
no, you jump on
one
there.
more thing.
I'm gonna shut up.
Should I not let my foul mouth run, man?
Oh no, you're free. You're free to go. You're free to go.
We're free to be grown ups.
Free to be grown ups.
My apologies, y'all, for the lateness. I had to run in the house straight from the part time, cook for wifey, and then.
It's understandable. There's no. Hey, I'm happy you could join us at all, man. I appreciate you doing it, man.
Man, I'm happy. I'm happy to see you, brother. You looking young, man.
Nah, man, I'm trying to. Yeah.
Hattie be running, man. So he gonna stay young.
Hey, yeah. He all skinny. JB all. I ain't seen JB in a minute. He all slimmed up.
JB is man, my man then went back to 2010 on us.
And I had to, man. Look. You were saying for a long time we got to be pretty in this revolution, man.
Hey,
and
man.
I said, but honestly, yeah. And but I'll tell you the truth. There's a lot of inspiration. It's because it's hard work, man. It's hard not to eat, man. But what it is, but Hetty, real quick, man. Is that I had to get into a fight in with the world. Like I had to get into a fight with some elements in my professional life, and was like, I need to get healthy because
that's right.
This is what they're trying to do, man.
And that's the realness of it. You are
so I took it as a microcosm of what we're all dealing with in large. Like we are being beaten on. And the more we can do to be healthy, the better we can be, the better it can
Absolutely.
Be. So anyway, but
you're right about that. I was gonna tell Tim Jared looking like the golden child sitting in that cage, sitting in that cage surrounded by evil, and they trying to give him that oatmeal with the blood in it, and he flipped the motherfucking bowl over. And then hey Tim, then the nigga go up his sleeve and pull out a little leaf. Put it back there. It start glowing.
I want the knife.
Hey, look, man, Tim. Let me get the one.
And I'm not saying nigga. I'm saying niggas. N-E-G-U-S. I just want to make sure everybody understand that.
Thank you. Tim, real quick, man. We talked about this a little bit, and I wanted to get your response to this. At least one question, and then we can go wherever, and as long as you all want. But
yes, sir.
You had, because we were talking about the DMV concept, and you had come out with a track. I can't remember when, in the last year or two, maybe, where you were very critical of what was being done with this concept, and it was something that I hadn't really thought about, quite honestly, as someone who had been promoting it or a fan of it.
Okay.
So I wanted to start there with you, and then definitely talk about a whole bunch of other things with the both of you. But we started that with Hetty and everybody in the chat a little bit. What was it that you were trying to say? Because I don't know if I even did it justice.
So I'm assuming you might be referring to the lyric on Jim Vance.
Jim Vance, that's it.
Where.
And rest in peace, Jim Vance. And that track is that's the one thing I don't like about this medium versus radio is the ability to play the joint. At least to easily play it so that people should just, if they haven't. Anyway, my bad. Please go ahead.
I said the rough draft, so labels don't want to pick me because I don't fit the Wale mold. I'm old city. Grew up right up on that east side. I'm not from the DMV. Marion was my man. My sister went to HD. So the point of that line was this. I always say to people when I'm explaining my stance on the term the DMV, I don't know, is it a term, a name, or whatever, but yo, Olo, beat conductors, everybody on that side, shout out to y'all, man. Theory, what up? Mental, what up? Yancey, Tone. Anyway, back to the script. So the point of it is this. I appreciate the appearance of unity under the term the DMV. And I say appearance because I don't know how true it is in terms of people, linking up and being more like this versus, we're over here doing our thing and later for them. I appreciate that. But I also appreciate Maryland for Maryland. I appreciate VA for being VA. And I can't even speak on, Hampton, Newport News, Richmond, because that's outside of what people believe to be the DMV. I've even heard somebody go as far as to include Baltimore within the DMV in certain spaces. So I say all that to say this. I love Maryland. I love PG County. I love Mo County because there is something specific coming out of those places. My man, YU, Priest and Nomad. There are people who, while they might have spent very formative years and time within the district, they also spent that same time growing up on the Maryland side. So I love them for their place and the specificity of what's coming from those places. And I don't want that to get watered down the same way I don't want anybody to water down what it means to be from DC. If you talking about the DMV, remember, you can't even have the term without the DC. It's not the MVD, it's not the VMD, it's the DMV. There's a center point. DC is the centerpiece of that. And DC has always, to me, never really gotten true shine in the world of music. Maybe in the arts. And I could be, again, this is coming from a young old nigga. I'm 43. So perhaps there is some history that I'm missing out on. But just as far as hip hop, I feel like DC has never gotten its shine for real. People have always kind of just, but they come here and they take a lot of stuff and then roll out and benefit from it, right? But now we're having a time of renaissance, a movement, a era, a DMV era, where you have the likes of Snoop, coming in and rocking out with the go-go crowd. But Snoop genuinely likes go-go. I just don't want us to forever be in the history books as like, I always wanted to make sure. Now, y'all know, us. Y'all know our names. You know who we are, and and you worried about us because it's a threat coming out of this area. It's been a threat coming out of the area. I represent the evolution of the threat, but make no mistake about it, man. What's DC now is really only us. If you really think about it, it's not the structure ain't there no more. Because every time you ride up and down 295 or ride past Suitland Parkway, you're gonna see the ghost of Berry Farms. It's not there no more. So that's where I was going with that. It ain't like man, forget the Maryland Bamas. It ain't that, because I've lived in the DMV in my lifetime, but I grew up in DC, and that's important to me. So that's where I was going with that. It wasn't like a diss to anybody. It was more so like, look, hey y'all, we're like this. It's a three-headed monster down here. It's a tri-state area, but DC is the part of that tri-state that's not a state. It's the most unique place in America. And that's no diss and no shot at no other city. But like I said, forgive me if I became long-winded or I went
no, it's good.
A circle to come back to that. But that's where I was going.
That is the point.
You know, it's like I love Maryland for Maryland. I appreciate Drew Dave because Drew Dave is from VA. And when you look at his IG, it says Drew Dave 703. That man give VA they props. Don't, you know, like I said, give PG County, shout out to my man Camber, shout out to Sean Bourne, give them they props. They deserve that shit. But don't come in this area and forget that you came to the Broken Diamond. Don't forget that you came to the once former Chocolate City. You know what I mean? That when you stepped on U Street, yeah, Hetty was right. It's Black Broadway, baby. That's what that's about. That, like, go ahead with that DMV shit. Nah, when you announce me, don't ever say the DMV zone. No, I'm not the DMV zone. Yeah, I'm not the DMV zone. I love y'all. I will always love y'all. But there's a topic right here. That nigga's Tim is from east of the river. I'm a Ward 7 kid, and that shit means something. I took the CTBS test. Yeah, y'all ain't see the side-by-side band. That's going back maybe further, you know, before Kelly Miller was a middle school. I went there when it was a junior high school, all right? When it was like Lean On Me up that jump. But we had somebody like Joe Clark, you know what I mean, that was running the school before I got there, so that it had, like, it still was something, you know, something good, despite what was bad around us. But people forgot that, you know, the same way niggas don't remember old Jim Vance.
Boom. I appreciated it, man, and I was somebody who was until that track, I was a champion of the concept. But ever since, I've every time it comes up, I've raised your name in that track. And I say, I think I have to rethink my position on that. Because I was one of the ones that was telling Hetty. I was one of the ones that was, you know, my fantasy was the concept should be expanded to Baltimore.
I'm pushing for it because you'll still see me use like the hashtag DMV, but I know why I'm using it. No, I'm using it for the purpose of, hey, this is what y'all connect with. So maybe you will see this hashtag if you roll with that concept and say, oh, DMV, let me check it out. All right. But remember, we built this city.
That's right. No, that's
serious. I'm just talking about music. I ain't even going all deep into the, you know.
Right.
I'm just talking about the bricks. Like I said, like I had to watch this dude. I had to watch Priest. I had to watch Opus. That's what I'm talking about whenever you hear me just like, because even with that, like, you got to think about it. It was us city dudes, but it was them dudes from PG and them dudes from Mo County and them dudes from VA. All of us, and the girls and the women from those places, all of us make up U Street. We all make up the U Street School of Hard Knocks, but it's like I said, you know, it's just, I'm not going to be in, you know, in Manhattan and not give no love to Harlem. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, Harlem is its own place, nigga. You know, it's a borough. Harlem is the motherfucking sixth borough. Like, ain't no, you know.
This is a great topic. You got to have a big old round table on this, JB, one day. This is making me think about a lot of stuff, bro. He touching on a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
Because I feel where you're coming from. 1000%. As a DC MC, we get treated differently. I'm gonna stop.
Exactly, Reagan.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop. But you touching on a lot of stuff, my brother.
So this right here is a great idea. So I would love to collaborate with all of you on something for Black August in 2021. So I think that's a great idea.
Yo, it's funny because I was talking to Mr. Wilson. I told him I might Black August.
Great. Here you go.
Just think about it. Think about it for a second. I was just, I was climbing them fences out back.
It takes me a second. Yeah, it takes a second.
I'm just
but
playing,
I get there.
Skip.
No, I love it. It takes me, I'm slow, but I get there. That was good. Black August and Black August.
When you going deep into your bars, the young people say you blacking out, you blacking, so Black August,
Yeah. See man, if I may, see with the way this brother is right here, that's what a lot of folks have a hard time around this cat right here. The way he right now, the way he is right now, that brother, man, this brother's phenomenal. And a lot of cats, he on some. I
love you, Eddie.
And he on some DC shit right now. DC, yeah, I see you, brother. I see you. And a lot of folks can't handle it.
Hey man, I love you. I love you as well. A lot
of folks try to compete.
They need to hear black men say that shit.
You can't.
Likewise, absolutely.
You can't compete with that right there. He's still in the show right now. You can't compete with that right there. And a lot of folks try to sabotage that right there. You want to hear what cats from the city really think? They ain't gonna be able to handle his articulation of what the situation is. That's what I had to deal with. I feel you coming from, brother. 1,000. So I just had to. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, talk a little bit about that. I would like to hear you both talk about that. Being from DC, being MCs from DC. What is there still? Are the stigmas changing? Is the ability to reach out or be appreciated changing from what it's been historically? And even within, Hetty used to talk to me all the time about the internecine battles just within the community, like within the DC hip hop community. What's the scene like? What's the latest?
As far as being in the scene, I defer to Brother Tim. He be in the scene heavier than I have been in the last many years.
I mean, I don't know, man. We Cornel West Theory is the outcast of the scene.
But from the outside looking in, this cat right here. This cat right is my finger point. This cat right here can't nobody fuck with this nigga right here. This cat been on the warpath. He been on the warpath for many years. And this DC being a cosmopolitan town, you might have to help me with this. I'm getting all excited. DC is a cosmopolitan town. There's a power struggle here, and there are a lot of people. The issues with the Diamond District is that the struggle for power here, they disenfranchise the natives here. A lot of people from out of town come and disenfranchise the natives here, and that is down to our hip hop scene, even. Right? This is what I have experienced, right? Much love to everybody. That's what he was saying. Much love to everybody where they from and all that. But on this thing right here, you can't come down here talking shit. You can't do it. We're gonna see you, on the art scene, and where is he at? And winning, and we're gonna and if we put it in an arena where it's fair, we're going to win the prize. I believe this cat right here is the best. What is it? The best hip hop artist of in the Whammies, I believe. Isn't that what
I won best rap album for 2020. It was really for the year. So it was really for the year of 2019, but they do it like the NBA where it's the year placement is for that following year. So
talking about DC shit.
Best rap album in the DMV. The whole area.
And that's an artist activist album. Ain't no fluff on that album. That's what we start. That's what we talking about. He talking about his community on that album. That's not commercial mainstream music.
My sister, shout out to Prowess the Testament. Y'all need to check out her new joint too, A Tale of Two Masters. Dope, super dope. But Tia said this once. She said, "My brother penned a love letter to his city and won an award for it."
That's 2020, right?
2020.
In 2004, that's what my album, The Return of Black Broadway. I got the same award.
You talking
I got
about
the same award.
That's all
you
good.
Talking about that's the Bill Russell. My bad. Let me get my point right. That's the Bill Russell of this shit.
The whammies.
My man, then I'm trying to catch up with him. Like I said, I'm trying to creep into Jordan status. He on some Bill Russell shit, man. He got more than anybody could ever need. He could come give y'all something. He could pass out a few. So if any of y'all need a whammy, y'all might want to hit Hetty up, man. He might come.
Got a couple of them.
Just give you a whammy, man.
And you've won him, didn't you win him? You won him as a solo artist and with Gotta See Us, didn't you win?
And with Gotta See Us, I got 5 whammies with Gotta See Us, and I got 5 of them with 3 LG. I probably got about a dozen or so of them joints.
Oh,
and I will make note of that. And it's a whammy resurgence. It's the Washington Area Music Awards. It's a resurgence, but I ain't got no phone call yet about no recognition for them hip hop whammies that I got from 15 years ago, winning them consecutive years in a row.
He got to put rings on his toes now. He done ran out of
the Bill Russell comparison.
He ran out of ring fingers, so he got to put that shit on his feet now. He done ran out of ring fingers, man.
But there's a reason for that, because we are talking about
work.
We are expressing the conditions of our people in the nation's capital. That is a very dangerous thing. Nobody's supporting that. We're talking about affordable housing is a human right. We're talking about DCPS is under attack, by the same racism from way back, You talking about, the Jim Vance song that they got, the Cornel West Theory. That's not considered to be commercially viable music, even though it is stellar creation.
Which album?
And award-winning material.
What's that?
No, absolutely. Which album was it? I'm confused. I'm confused.
What just won the whammy?
Yeah.
All right. So I just dropped a solo album in 2019 called Bullets. All right.
Bullets.
I dropped that under Tim Hicks X The Dirty Church. So that album, my first solo album, took the award.
Okay, good.
Now I've won 2 with the Cornel West Theory for Best Hip Hop Group. And then I won 1 with Miscellaneous Flux. So I got 4 under my belt right now.
Congratulations. Word up.
I just might let somebody else take that shit for 2020. But Cornel West Theory dropped the album though this year, so I don't know.
Look, man, and this is the one we
just came out with a joint, so that's in the runnings for the whammies. Hopefully, we'll get into the finalist thing.
Which one is the by the time I get to Minnesota?
That's the Cornel West Theory album that came out on shit. When did that drop?
It says
Halloween, something like that.
Okay, the whole album is dope, but I want to say that what you did with Lift Every Voice and Scream was the best use of the Black National Anthem I've ever heard.
Thank you, bro.
It's the best version of it.
Praise job.
And it's the most most appropriate political reappropriation of it. Because I'm with
that's how I love it.
Seriously, because in all honesty, I'm I'm RVI on this question. Garvey's it's slipping my mind now. Garvey has an anthem that is more appropriate and more on point for what should be the Black National Anthem. Oh man, somebody will catch me.
I'm about to Google that. Is that on Google? Is that Googleable?
Yeah, it is. And we had and my brother Essie Ramu put the interview together when we had the brother who was all these names are slipping my mind. This is terrible. He was running the anyway, he put me onto this a couple years ago when we were or made this argument, I should say, a couple of years ago when we had him on the show then. That Lift Every Voice is kind of like, it's never really appealed to me, honestly. Like it's too soft. It's not. Seriously, I appreciate what people were trying to do, but it was never. The Garvey song always made more sense. But what you did with Lift Every Voice and Scream, that's, I was like, if that is going to stay the anthem, this is how it's going to be when people like play the Black National Anthem. I'm gonna be like, drop this right here. Yo. And then so I just wanted to, anyway.
Try the version by Kim Weston. All right. And you might have to let go of the words in that version and let the feeling of it hit you, because it's more so a feeling in that one. And so that was the inspiration for our version. Kim Weston, her version of Lift Every Voice.
Of Lift Every Voice.
The live version.
The live version. Okay. So she, because it's like when people say, okay, so it's like when Jimmy did the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, exactly. She sang SAAAANG that joint. She sang that joint.
And Brother Quado, that's not what I'm thinking of. I don't think that's the one. I don't think that's the one. Oh man, I want to say the word Negro is in the song. Man, this is bad. But I will in the links to this, I will put all of this in there later. But and you don't find it while we're on it. Oh man. And what is the brother's name that was on our show? This is bad. This is terrible. And I apologize. I apologize to him. I apologize to Garvey and all the ancestors for this. But my point is, I just appreciated when I heard that. I was like, okay, this is what I needed. Look. I'm not rushing anybody. I don't know. I want to make sure we get to. There was one other set of issues that I wanted to raise with the both of you and Hetty, because I know, especially, I don't know, Tim. I don't know if you've done the UN, been sponsored by the UN or gotten those UN tours. Hetty, I think you got one a couple of years ago. Didn't you do a UN tour?
Ain't no UN.
Come to you for something at one point?
You talking about the State Department?
The State Department. That's what I'm saying. My bad.
I've never done the joints. I wanted to, but I never had a chance.
I got approached about it.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you because I think with some others, this has previously been misinterpreted when I asked this question. So I don't mean, this is not a diss of the artists who do it. Okay. No. I raise it because I know that there is a history of the State Department being very open, and Hillary Clinton said it again in 2015 when she was head of the State Department, that we want to send jazz artists in the 50s and rappers now, all around the world, so that we can project. So I know that I know that. Seriously,
I was just laughing because I was like, we'd be the wrong ones for them to ask.
Well, I know that, but
representing some sort of image, because
that's what I was saying. There's been a couple of people who have gotten on those tours who have very left or radical politics. Hetty, when you were approached about it, I said the same thing. Well, what I was saying is it's not that you don't have the politics that they like. It's not I'm saying that they like your politics. I'm saying that all I'm saying is their attempt is to have this be used to make the United States look better.
I understand.
It's not that the artists are sellouts or traitors. It's not that it would even work. It's not that they would not be making a mistake by putting you in a room with whoever. It's that there is that attempt, and they've been overt in stating that we are trying to use rappers to make this country look better and make people pay less attention to what we're doing to black people. So I just want like, what do you all think? Like, what do you all, or do you all have those kinds of conversations? And I know it's easy for me because nobody has come to me and said, Jared, we want to send you around the world to share your work. And I know that that's obviously. What'd you
say, JB?
What I'm saying, I could imagine it would be exciting and something you would want to do.
It would be.
But we all get invited to at least be attempted to be used inappropriately. So I was just wondering if you had any, or what you all think about that. Or if you think about that, if you all talk about that as artists with each other.
I'll tell you like this. For me, in my case, now the State Department thing is something that you apply for. I know that. So there's an application process to it. In general, man, I don't be applying for nothing. I don't be about asking nobody. I don't apply to ask for somebody's permission to do something. That's just crazy shit to me. And then also in my time with you, JB, I came to understand that, the way that the system functions now, I'm not a fan of it. So I'm going to be critiquing it. And I am in favor of changing the system. And so the system is not going to fund me advocating for changing it. That's what you helped me. I came to understand that. So I never would apply, but we are award-winning artists. We're artists, and we are award-winning artists, and that gets out, and people get dazzled by the show and all that kind of stuff. And there are some courageous people who work in government who reached out to me about applying for the State Department thing, and I was skeptical about it, and I ended up filling out the application. At the time is when "Gotta See Us" was that fire breathing dragon, and we got songs like Reparations. You got to submit your little links and shit right to your material. So at the State Department, I'm submitting links to Reparations, to songs called Reparations, and songs like Bootlicker. Where they say, where the hook say, "Ooh, I'm not fucking with you for real." So if the State Department want to put some bread in my pocket to go, to go overseas and give our artistic critique of the system and have the audience over there saying in whatever language they saying it, "Ooh, I'm not fucking with you for real." I'm sure everybody can learn that.
And I've seen that live. It's an amazing thing to see live, and honestly, it's the hook. This is a true point. This is true story. Every time I'm in a meeting or I'm talking with somebody where I have to be professional, that's the hook that's in my head. That's how I make myself laugh on the inside, so I don't get in trouble. But I'm just sitting there, I'm just looking at him, and I'm thinking,
but
anyway, because another reason why I wanted to raise this, because this is many years.
I'm gonna say this, so I don't get that. So I didn't get that. We didn't get that opportunity, right? And I understand it. But I do know people who have had that opportunity. So like how I feel about it, the totality, man. Hey Malik, we love you too, brother. We love you too, baby. We love you too, baby. I don't have no problem with it, man. Man, we all are here hustling to survive. I don't have no problem with other folks taking up on those opportunities. No. There are other opportunities for me elsewhere, and those are the ones that I work to create. And that's what Chocolate City Rocks does here in the DMV. Brother Tim was talking about how the region is really it's a fractured region. Well, let me be very clear. Like I said, I don't call myself the mayor of DC hip hop. So let's go back to that. I'm Pharaoh of the Potomac River Valley MCs. That means I run shit from the Shenandoah to the mouth of where the Chesapeake where the Potomac runs into the Chesapeake region, the DMV. Call it what you want, but that's what I'm responsible. That's what I feel like I'm responsible for, and I say that in a way I'm responsible for connecting with my sisters and my brothers in that region because they understand where I'm coming from. They understand where we coming from, right? So that the State Department ain't got nothing to do with that. That's our private endeavors here, and I don't have no nonprofit because like I said, I ain't applying for no grants. So I'm really trying to build the industry. If revolution means change, then the industry of revolution here in the nation's capital region.
No, I appreciate that. And again, one of the main reasons why I wanted to ask the two of you about this is because some years ago there was I think a misunderstanding I had with somebody, an MC I have a tremendous amount of appreciation and respect for. And I think my question was misunderstood But if I'm not Mr. We all need to be sober. But if there was ever a moment where sobriety would be helpful, it would have been in that one, because it was in a space where we just weren't. This was too complicated to get clear, So I wouldn't want to be misunderstood. So my point is not to say is to be critical of the artists who do it. It was just to raise a question about if there was any conversation or thought about what was being said by the sponsor. Because at the time, 2015, Hillary Clinton was very openly saying this. Like she said, just like we sent, Louis Armstrong in the 50s, we want to send rappers around the world. She said, we're playing chess. That's what she said. So in her mind, she was getting something out of this. Anyway, so I just thought I'd raise that.
Get more plantation use out of us.
Yeah. Look, I don't. What? I guess as we start to shift towards wrapping up, I don't want to, whatever. But what? Both of you, like, where are you with? I don't know, man. There's a lot I wanted to ask you about. Like, where are you with politics, with the new president? Where we're going in 2021. I definitely am going to take up Brother Freedom's call that we worked together on a Black August.
Yeah, what's up, Freedom?
2021.
That's my man right there.
I think that's a good idea. But where are you with everything, and what do you think people need to be focused on, other than the good music you all are putting together? But what would you like to see people doing? And by the way, Tim, I said again before you got here that as I've been saying for years, every time I hear the Cornel West Theory, I think, as much as I appreciate that, I always think of you as more like the Frantz Fanon or the George Jackson theory, because politically the content is just no disrespect to Dr. West.
Nah, I feel you. Bro. I understand. I said that once a long time ago in an interview. It's like, young, this could have been called the Bob Marley theory, the Huey P. Newton theory. It could have been anything, but it's just at the moment, that's what, that's what happened.
And I'm very appreciative to have gotten to build with you and your crew on some of these topics. It wasn't too long, but we got to build briefly on that trip to Amsterdam, man. We were sitting in one of them spots, and it got to a little political conversation, got to hear what everybody was thinking. I mean, it was to see you all do this, and I was talking to Hetty about seeing him perform, to sometimes see like the spot you all had to work within, from my point of view, wasn't ideal. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't ideal. But to see you all get up there, it was too small for your band, like the crew, like it wasn't perfect, but you all got up there and consummate professionals, and within minutes, if not sooner, the whole place was, so anyway, I just wanted to appreciate the craft, man. I just
Yeah, man. Thank you, bro. I don't know. I mean, am I still answering the question of
anything, whatever? Yeah,
the politics. Like, all right. So real quick, the new album is coming out this year, solo. It's called God Hates Gucci. I repeat. All right. It's like, how can I say all this shit is whack? All this shit, GMOs, mumble rappers, bombs over Baghdad, like all of this shit. How can I say God don't like none of this shit? God hates Gucci. Anyway, shameless. All right. Cornel West Theory is going to drop an album called New World Order Kids. iMWiL. All right. So y'all got something to prepare for. Now, back to the script. As far as the prospects on the horizon, I'm happy that Donald Trump is on his way out. I want to say very professionally, fuck that nigga. You lost. Roll out, nigga. Get your shit and roll. All right. Yeah. Hey, you need to Mar-a-Lago
That's good. I like that. Mar, what would you say?
I go.
Yeah. Now, as far as Brother Joe,
but can I get DC on it real quick? But Biden, you ain't Joe.
No, look. I was thinking. I said, you know, if y'all still, still waiting on that hope, I don't know. Well, Joe, by then, we'll all be up in smoke.
I haven't heard that one by then.
Joe, by then, we all be gone and dead anyway.
Yo, we'll all be up in smoke. but I don't know, man. I just look at it like this. I say, all right, I'm hopeful. All right. I know what I'm up against because I understand enough about the country I was born in at this point to know that they're basically full of shit. It's a rare few that actually care within the political spectrum. Can care enough to, you know what I mean, like put themselves aside to get shit done for the right reasons, and so that there are no disparities. I don't believe for 1 second that that's just going to happen instantly. I'm not naive just to think, oh shit, they got Trump out. That, like Bob said, it don't matter who wins, it's going to be the same problem still. So, the Rona is still out this motherfucker. Cops who don't give a shit are still out this motherfucker. There are cops who do give a shit. Salute to y'all. Salute to those that wear the badge that actually give a fuck. All right. And you show that shit by the way you behave in the community. Salute to them. But to y'all, to them other niggas, 12 o'clock rock. Go to YouTube, 12 o'clock rock. Now, I hope and think that 2021 is definitely going to be better than this shit. This to me was just like after you shook up a bottle for 3 fucking years, and in the 4th year you twisted the cap. So this is like the back end of people in this country, on whatever side you on, being ignorant enough to allow a bona fide jackass run your whole country. Like now, not to get it twisted, we know that the president doesn't run the whole entire country. He's a figurehead, and it's a balance of a bunch of different people and a bunch of different hands in the pot. But yeah, he was a real live dickhead. He was like the town idiot. Like anytime you miss George Bush Jr., something's wrong. Something's wrong. And I actually missed that motherfucker, man, through this shit. So anyway, man, I'm just, like I said, I'm always of the theory that, even though my shit is gone up top, Jah would never give the power to a baller. So I'm hopeful with that type of energy. I'm hopeful that God is greater than our fucking problems. Some niggas don't believe in God. That shit is on them. Do you? Like Pornhub, nigga.
It's one or the other. That's
do
it.
You?
He crazy.
You got no other options.
Do you?
God dang, that's
whatever you do, whatever you believe in, whether you're atheist, agnostic, whatever. I don't care about that. What I do care about is how you treat the next man.
Yeah, right on.
And the next woman, and the next woman. All right. That's how you show that there is indeed a God. All right. Anyway,
I appreciate that.
I guess that's my take on it, man. Is I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I hope that, Brother Biden and Sister Kamala can actually do some right shit, and not just go along with the agenda. But if I'm a betting man, I'll just leave it right there. I'll just say if I'm a betting man, it's gonna be some shit. That's always cost in the game, you know, in this place, because it's not set up in a way that's for everyone to succeed.
No, definitely don't bet on this, because just look at the cabinet. They already picked.
It's a lot of stuff that's already, like I said, we're still on a base level. We're still high off of, yo, this motherfucker lost.
Yeah,
that was like a spiritual burden being lifted off of people, like on some real shit. Whether you believe in the spirit or not, that was a weight. That was stress. 4 years of stress that got lifted off of people's backs. So a lot of people, I mean, even me myself, I'm not, you know, so deep on a political level that I know all of the appointees and the nominees for the particular jobs within the cabinet. I only just say, well, based on what I know about this place here, usually it's somebody in a motherfucker that's part of the agenda, you know? So, and there might be a few people in there that actually, you know, like I said, like Marvin said, you know, some people that actually act like God is love, but it's not a lot of them, you know what I mean? It's so few of them that, the nemesis can appear almost unbeatable. But like I said, I'm just hopeful in the people, you know, I'm hopeful in the people that the people are fired up enough that, like I said, off of the fuel and energy of that nigga lost, and by that nigga, I'm talking about that nigga Donald Trump.
If people want to keep that same energy, they should just go ahead and make sure they get the at least be. I mean, if they listen to, by the time I get to Minnesota and they get the God Hates Gucci.
Hey man, we said it on there. You said don't just say fuck Trump. Get in line.
That's right.
That was one of the bars in that joint. All right.
That's right.
Don't just stay woke, folk. Let's stay alive.
That's right.
Don't just say fuck Trump. Get in line. All right. Like, do something. Like, shout out to Kamon, man. Actually do some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever your do something is. And I told him your do something is. You know?
Yeah, shout out to Kamon, but I told him I disagreed with him on that. I said it was too vague.
Do something? Yeah, I mean, I believe in what
people be like, you do anything, and they'd be like, I did something, I voted for Biden, or they'll be like, you got to be more specific. But I hear you, and I appreciate the I definitely appreciate the sentiment. Now, if they listen to your music and they've listened to Heady's music and then do something, that's something I think would be more likely fruitful than.
Yeah, I mean, I just believe in mobilization in whatever area you're going to do it in, and just make sure that the energy is positive, man. Like, everybody knows what negative energy feels like, what it looks like. You know what I mean? Some people live in it every day and appreciate that shit, and I don't.
In fact, I felt like this week, my bad.
You good.
On Twitter, I felt like I had a Heady moment. As speaking of Kamon, I gave Kamon a little bit of a hard time because I was like, "You not appreciating."
Wait a minute.
I said,
how is that associated with a Heady moment?
Because I'm saying, I want you. I deserve my propers, and I deserve to be respected, and you not respecting me.
You're blessed right. You're God blessed right.
I was like, I can't just have you. I can't just be getting trampled like this constantly and not say something.
That's the Birdman. That's the Birdman.
Like, don't praise me on Twitter now. And when you had a radio station for 10 years, I was never on it. So like that was. And he reminded me I was on it once or whatever. But I was just like, I love, Kamon and I go way back. We go way back. I was just like, come on, man. Don't, Anyway, we go way back.
Man.
So I don't need to put that on you, but that was in my head though, Heady. I was like,
brother.
Hold on, man.
I understand where you're coming from. Hey, look, man, you asked where we at, on some DC shit, man. Everybody know me, where I stand on some things. So, but I'll tell you what I'm working on. Man. In this country, you ain't got no you ain't got no power unless you got political power. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't care what you into. If you ain't got political power, then somebody with political power can come over and trample your shit and knock your shit over with the signature of a pen. I would like to see artists have political power in this country moving forward. That's what I'm working on. An artist, as opposed to the preachers. I'm tired of religious people in power. They had their chance. They fucked it up.
235 worldwide. Shout out.
They had their chance.
I was just waiting for Hetty to finish his thought here before I bring that up. But
thank you, brother. And all these other folks, you know, they had their chance. They fucked it up. You know, artists are the only people you can count and rely on to tell you the truth. That's how I feel about it. That's just from the community that I live in. Whether the truth reflects positively or negatively on me, you know, to have the courage to tell the people. We're talking about the people what the situation is. This is, you know, that's kind of where I am. You know, the arts is underfunded. I consider the arts to be the most preyed upon labor force in America. You know, and we preyed upon because we don't have no political power. There's tons of smart people in the arts, and the arts has that Venn diagram. You know, this you know, you scholars, man, y'all artists. You know what I'm saying? You know, artists are attorneys, all kinds of people. There are all kinds of artists who are in these other professions because they can't earn a living as an artist. You know, they're smart people. They're analytical thinkers. You know, people all the time always ask me personally about running for office. I've been asked about running for office probably for the last 16 years.
They asked you first. When I ran, they asked you first, and I just happened to be literally sitting next to you. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, but and so I'll say nah, but I know somebody. I know somebody, you know, who can do that, who can run that, you know. So and that's the honesty of an artist. Nah, I don't want to do it, but I know the folks who go talk to him. Go talk to him about that. What's your plan on education? Go talk to him about. I got a plan on education. Go talk to him, and that's it. It's as easy as that. You know, I like to see some artists run for office. I like to be a part of a campaign that puts an artist in office, and that society be ruled under in a different light, with a different perspective. You know,
maybe
just in general.
So this has not come up yet. And
shout out to Spirit Equality from the DC hip hop scene, because I can't remember what election it might have been in 2012, but he ran for a DC city council at large. So to my knowledge, he's the first DC hip hop artist to run for political office in the District of Columbia. So that thing has happened. I like to see more of that happen with more you know, structured, you know, or a real campaign with organizing, people who know what to do, how to win elections, get behind something like that.
So what? Now I hear you, and yeah, I'm down. It sounds as good as anything else is going on for sure. Tim, what about this right here? This was raised for you.
And what's that? What it
It's just being at this verse, and it was being asked if it has come up yet.
No.
Are they trying to ask you if are they trying to start something so you get you? No, I'm just messing with you. Is this to get you to elaborate on what you were talking about here?
Maybe that's yeah, because I haven't had any response necessarily from that particular set of words. But yeah, we did a song. Me and Rashad did a joint called "The Gods Must Be Lazy," Cornel West Theory shit, and I think it's on YouTube, Bandcamp. Like, it's
a big shout out to Rashad.
Yeah, salute to my man, Hoodie the Nigerian. All right, but Yeah, we did this joint called "The Gods Must Be Lazy" just because we feel like it's a big lack of torch passing in rap music, in hip hop. People only what used to happen to me. Or now maybe this could have just been, this is what I saw as a child who grew up with hip hop, that it looked a certain way to me because I was on the other side of the TV screen or something. But from what I felt like, there was more of the artists who have climbed and arrived to a certain level still reaching back and saying, hey, this motherfucker don't know about, this is the key point. This person who nobody really knows about is dope as shit. I'm gonna bring them into the. That's what I felt before in hip hop. Now I feel like it's this motherfucker's already popular. Let's pick that person up. It's not really torch passing. And it's like people, I also feel like there's some people from my side of hip hop, like the hip hop that speaks to me, that some of them have gotten a place where their music to me lacks a certain level of force. It doesn't have the same force that it did previously. It ain't about nostalgia. It's just about, I don't feel the force in that. I don't want to hear that again. And I mean, fuck my opinion, but at the same time, I'm believe that there's some other people that's thinking like me. That's like, nah, that shit is job watered down, man. Your last couple joints, nah, it wasn't that. I love you, but it wasn't that, and you know that shit. A lot of people got quiet too on certain fronts when it come to saying shit about certain shit, and then it became convenient to do it in a moment, like when all of these fucking police murders just happened to come to light through a phone video or a body cam video. Like,
and it's not even a diss when I say this. It's just facts. You can't be on Jimmy Fallon's show every night and be on the front lines of the anti-police for violence crusade. So I mean, it's just not going to happen. So it can be a conscious choice or not. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I keep saying it. You can't be rich, famous, and radical all at the same time. Something's got to give.
I mean, I argue that there was once a guy who was rich, famous, and radical.
Ooh.
His name was Robert Nesta Marley.
But now I'm saying it.
Now he might not. Now, when you asked him, was he rich? He said, his possessions make you rich.
No. But what I'm saying is, no, he was legit rich. But what I'm saying is, look what happened.
Of course. Of course.
Depending on how you look at it and what version, I'm saying doesn't last. Paul Robeson, the same thing. Paul Robeson would have been a millionaire in this day.
Yeah, obviously there's no example.
You can't stay there, is what I'm saying. As soon as you try to apply, I'm now rich, famous, and I want to apply that radicalism, it will go away. So as soon as if they do an album, if the Roots do an album about that sounds like the Cornel West Theory, that Jimmy Fallon gig is going to dry up quick. There's no way you could drop. You ain't lying. Way you could drop a Cornel West Theory album and be back on the next season of Jimmy Fallon.
Hey man, that is definitely up for a discussion. Like, you talking about my friend. Shit. All I know.
To me, this is not personal. It really isn't personal.
Man,
I think
my Cash App probably got 6 cents in that motherfucker right now. So it was a choice.
Yeah.
And the choice is, I'm not rapping like that. Not gonna make beats like that. I'm gonna do that shit how I was taught to do it by y'all niggas. And see some of y'all niggas, and I'm not pointing no fingers at no particular group or MC or producer, but some of y'all niggas got real comfortable, man. And then you don't want to say nothing because a lot of y'all niggas know, like again, like I said earlier, y'all know our names. And I ain't just talking about Cornel West Theory. I'm talking about a lot of other good people. Y'all know the names. You know who YU is. You know who Artemis is. It ain't just us. So if you're comfortable, go ahead and sit down, man. We got all the energy in the world at 43.
Woo.
Yeah, see, maybe it's because we never had, like I said, see, you rap like that because you wake up to fresh strawberries and shit and big bubbles walking around.
Hey, I saw the Roots.
I understand. A lot of niggas is comfortable because you chill on the beach and then go to the studio. I get it. I probably might rap about, I might rap about certain shit too if that's what I did all the time, and like y'all, yeah. Anyway, I said,
I think that's the part where they say sit.
All I'm saying is, look, if you cool and you comfortable, not really like going past a certain ceiling with your shit, you good, man. You all y'all good. Y'all got more rep than anybody will ever need. You will never lose your shine by saying, hey, yo, these niggas right here, yo, you need to fuck with them. That's some simple shit. Ain't nobody come ask you. And yeah, y'all could invest. Because you invest in dumb shit all the time. The industry invests in dumb shit all the time. Yeah. So don't say we don't have a budget for that shit. Nah, you got a budget for that shit. You do. You just want to see it be profitable. And you had, again, examples previously. You had Public Enemy. Public Enemy was a group that came out one way. They still the same fucking way. Their message is still the same. And they won. Now,
look, man,
they went through some shit, but
to that point of that one Shaw was talking about in Amsterdam, I don't think all of those people, I would guess none of those people had heard your music in depth.
Probably no. And it was probably a good number of people in there that didn't give a shit after they heard it,
Well, maybe not.
But maybe there was some that caught what was being said.
In the room was that they cared in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They may have just been enjoying the moment. But nobody was in there like, who is this, and walking away. Like, I don't want to hear
this.
It
was dark on the stage. I just, I was high as shit too. So
no, I mean, but they were
per usual.
I was sitting in the back per usual, sipping on yak per usual, and watching from the corner, which is like how I like to watch a show. Yeah. Sitting, I can't stand long anymore. I like sitting in the back in the corner. Yeah. And you could see everything, and everybody was rocking. And I'm sitting. My point is that if, to your point, if that is promoted, it would do well commercially.
I believe so too. I believe if you put something in front of people and offer them an alternative, then you will have a couple of people that choose. It's the same thing with this election. If Trump was the only candidate, then motherfuckers had no choice.
That's right.
But he wasn't. So, like my man Tommy Carcetti said on The Wire, I'm asking y'all to consider a change. All right? Just consider a change, man. Like, can these niggas tell y'all that hip-hop is getting better, that it's looking better? Nah, you got a whole lot of niggas that would have never did certain shit before, either doing it or co-signing motherfuckers that do that shit, that say that shit, that talk about that shit. Oh, they lit. Nah, they killing it in the streets right now. Yeah, they are killing it in the streets right now. Some of that shit is y'all's fault.
I tell you, if I could chime in.
Not just the niggas that promote the shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of it's the fault of the people that rap like us.
I understand everything my brother's saying, 1,000%. For me, I don't concern myself with those things no more. I built my own shit. This is Chocolate City Rocks right here, where it's at. I told you, I had to extract myself out of that game.
Wise man.
I had to extract myself out of that game. And I don't get invited. So mayor, DC hip hop, and all that shit. That's cool. But let me tell you something. To be the mayor, I don't get invited to nothing. I don't get invited to the pardon me, y'all. I gotta hit that off. I don't get invited to what everybody is a part of now. I don't get no cameos. This is the first show I've been invited on in a minute. But let me say this while I'm saying that. Shout out to my man AJ Throwback. I've been on his show, of course. Thank you very much, brother. And King RG. And these are folks that I identified as I'm looking around and say, well, who has a platform, who has a radical platform that I consider to be or a platform that supports a radical viewpoint. And then I put my resources into that, my little bit of resources into that. I'm on that Dame Dash shit. I own it. I don't borrow or nothing. It ain't, if you ain't put the money into it, it ain't yours. So I like to be able to claim what's mine. I don't like having to owe nobody for shit. So I put my little bit of my little nickels and dimes into their platform. That's all I had. That and an encouraging word, and also same thing what you did with me, JB, to let them know what they was going to be up against if they chose to go that route, to have a cat like me on that show, you know, or chose for themselves to be associated with a cat like me. I'm Head-Roc. I'm the cat that called out Theory Corporation. I called out some of the biggest. I'm the cat that identified that the plantation mentality was existing in our art scene, right? This chocolate city, Washington, D.C., 50% black. It was more than 50% black. It's like 50% black now, maybe just under now, but it's still chocolate city. So how, just by the numbers, how is not half of everything that goes on in this town not controlled by or benefiting black people? So that's the first thing to get over it. That means half the entertainment industry in this town. It wasn't that way. So I began to speak on it, and I paid a heavy price. So I went from, for me, being a part of what I would call the status quo hip hop scene. I went from that, rocking the stages with the Roots when they was in town. I'm talking about from my reputation is built off of my exploits in the 90s, you know. Before I was a conscious MC or a radical MC, when I was just doing the standard, you know, hip hop shit, when I was talking shit about beating niggas up on the mic, when I was talking shit about my brothers, that's when I was popular. Right? I got tired of that. Kind of like on the Dave Chappelle thing, like, why I gotta be talking shit about Tim Hicks to you know, to be recognized? I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk about the whack MC, because it ain't the whack MC that's hurting hip hop. It's the plantation masters that's hurting hip hop.
Because they allow the motherfuckers to get played.
I pulled myself out of that, you know, and I started talking about the situations that was going on in this town, situations that's going on in society, racism in America, and then that whole thing of think globally, act locally. So that's when I began to focus in on what was going on in the industry that I was in. I was like, oh shit, this shit is controlled by this chocolate city, and half of the shit is controlled by people who ain't us, who really ain't part of our culture. In fact, they're exploiting our culture, and we ain't getting paid. So I'm rocking shows, and there's 1,000 people in the room, and I ain't getting paid. What? I had to wake up from that shit. Not only am I not getting paid, but I got to get up and go to work the next day.
Yeah.
What?
But they'll pay somebody coming from another city. They'll pay somebody else coming from another city. You charge 1,000, you charge 1,500, you charge 3,000, you charge $5,000, you charge $10,000 to come to Washington D.C. and play. To come to the DMV and play, but y'all don't come all at the cast. Right. Come on, man.
So that's what he expressing, and then I expressed that. Don't forget, I wrote for the Washington City paper under Head-Roc's mouth. Right, I wrote about it. I'm published on it. I'm one of the few cats who is published on it in hip hop. Right, they say we dumb rappers, right? You know, same thing with the what was that? The Huffington Post. I had articles in there. I currently write and am published by Capital Magazine. Shout out to my man Jamal Jones, Capital Magazine.
Capital Mag.
You know, where I have been writing about this, I've been espousing my take on what's happening on the national level. That's why I've been doing that in Capital Magazine. But my point is that I had to get off of that. I had to get off that hamster wheel and have faith in myself and build my industry, build my thing. Black Rockstar Superhero. Chocolate City Rocks. And when I did Black Rockstar Superhero been around since 2012. My contemporaries, they weren't saying Black Rockstar Superhero. They weren't echoing my shit. You know, now 8 years later, it's a little bit different. Now it's people all over, not just the DMV, but out the country. They wearing my shit, my apparel, Black Rockstar Superhero. And oddly enough, now everybody's a goddamn superhero. Well, hold on. Oh, really now? And really, it's just about the audacity to live authentically as me. You know, that Black Rockstar Superhero, the impetus of that is my two favorite popular figures in American history, and that's Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass. You know, what they did with some Black Rockstar Superhero shit, the audacity for them to do that shit. You know, I try to figure out what was it. All this, y'all know what they did, and I don't know all of what they did, but the little bit that I know, I sit back and say, damn, how they pull that shit off? What was in their heads? They had the gotta see us state of mind. Gotta see us. That's to everybody listen, man. JB is really at the heart, man. We philosophically ran this shit over. Gotta see us, as in, I don't care what you do, nigga. You got to see me. You can do whatever. You can say who you are, whatever you are. But down here, you got to see me. You gonna see me, and that's the attitude. The gotta see his attitude. We weaponized it, turned it into a band. Lord have mercy, a Black power funk rock band. To my knowledge, the first to play at the Kennedy Center. To my knowledge, hip hop band at the Kennedy Center. You know, now will the people who are recording the history, are they going to say that? A lot of folks. Man, y'all got me talking. A lot of the lack of recognition, I feel like, for DC hip hop got a lot to do with a lot of folks really just don't want to recognize, like what Tim is saying, who we are. They don't want to say our names. You know, they don't want to say that because they have to acknowledge that this cat right here, this cat been on the war path for at least the better part of 8 years. So.
Just real quick, man, I definitely appreciate all of that. I just wanted to respond to this very quickly. In an interview, and I'm sure he said it elsewhere, but in an interview that actually he did with me some years ago, Chuck D said that Public Enemy's rise was an accident.
Exactly.
That CBS Records wanted someone to go on tour with the Beastie Boys, and they happened to be on the label, and that was it. And by the time they came back, everybody had their fists up, and it was too late. And the cat. So they say. So they
murked the Beastie Boys on tour.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't.
They murked them. That's flat out. They murked them. That's like that. I feel like that. I feel the same way. No disrespect to the Beastie Boys. I feel the same way about that. How I feel about the Beatles.
Oh man,
come on, man. I don't want to talk about them. Getting murked.
Well, they said. They said there's my favorite story on that, and then I'll let you out the last word because I think it's time to wrap up, unfortunately. But when the Beatles, I forgot who was in which one, but Paul McCartney and one of them, they said they had just recorded some album. It wasn't even out yet, but because he had been recording in the nearby studio and heard some of it, Jimi Hendrix did a show that night. They all went to the show and said he outplayed their own new unreleased joint before the joint even came out. So there's a long history of this happening. So anyway, but just very quickly, that's why I don't think we've seen another Public Enemy at that level commercially, because the industry sort of figured it out and was like, we're not doing that shit again.
That's exactly what happened. That's how I feel. That's happened to all the black bands like that. That's how I feel like that.
Yeah.
The shit blew up on them. It's like, oh shit. Oh, they finally figured out what they was talking about. Wait, are they talking about fighting us? By
the way, the same thing politically happened. That in the 60s and even the 70s, you would see people like Kwame Ture or Huey Newton on commercial TV. They don't do that anymore. Now it's all day, this, Black Democratic Party, this Black neoliberal, this Black. I mean, that's all you get. So that they've learned the same thing has been learned in all different areas. But anyway, look, fellas, I really appreciate this, man. I don't get to see you all that much anymore. I get to follow you virtually. I'm a huge fan personally. I'm politically, obviously the same way. I really appreciate you coming on.
Hey man, thank you, man. Sorry for all my blabbering. It's really like being in our living room. I ain't seen you in so long. I'm sorry to all your fans and stuff like that, man. I got such a familiar relationship with the brother. I'm sorry, y'all. I was saying hi to my nieces and shit in the back. Look, I was actually trying to get them to come through, but hey, bust through the door, y'all.
They can't hear this. Man, yeah. Mom wouldn't allow that anyway.
Oh, well, there you go.
but look, well, anyway, man, I just appreciate you all very much. To all of you who stuck around for this whole conversation, thank you very much. If you haven't already, many of you probably know these cats at least as well, if not better than I do, but please support their work. And again, we'll do this again. I'll definitely be in touch, man. But Tim Hicks, Cornel West Theory, Head-Roc, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I love you, baby. Thank you so much,
man. Thank y'all. Love y'all, brothers, man.
Hey, congrats, man.
Congrats on forever, man.
Congrats on the new song with over the ADST track, my brother.
Good Lord, part 2.
Good Lord 2. Yeah, man.
Good Lord 2. Not Lord, but Lord. LAWD.
Yeah,
Good Lord, part 2. All right, shout out to Priest. Shout out to Priest and Nomad. Shout out to Killer Cow, man. Shout out to ADST.
Just did.
And shout out to Raynell, man. Shout out to RNLification. He just dropped a new joint too called Sun Shower, featuring this light-skinned nigga called Let the Dirt Say Amen. That's how you say the dirty church in 2021, baby. Let the dirt say amen. Science.
That's a church I can get with for sure, man. Hey, man, thank you both very much, man. Take good care, man.
Salute
love
to y'all, man.
Hey, man, thank you, man. Kiss everybody up for me, man.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Take
care.
I will, man. Peace.
Hey, listen, everybody. Thank you very much. This has been a great day, a great couple of hours with my family. Thank you all for joining us. Please like, share, retweet, all that good stuff. Support some good music, some good politics. Again, as Fred Hampton would say to you, we say peace if you're willing to fight for. Big thanks to everybody for coming through. We'll catch you next time. Peace, everybody. I mix what I